And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the playing of our national anthem and school song by the Stromsburg Junior Senior High Band. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Class C-2 quarterfinal state football playoff action between the hometown Stromsburg Vikings and the Plainsmen. We'll begin by introducing the starting offensive lineups for the Plainsmen. At quarterback, a 162-pound junior, number 6, Chris Softly. At tight end, a 188-pound senior, number 13, Troy Hefner. At halfback, a 175-pound senior, number 20, Kyle Hatch. At halfback, a 175-pound senior, number 22, Barry Hansen. At tight end, a 161-pound senior, number 31, Ryan Cook. At fullback, a 188-pound junior, number 49, Michael Watson. At center, a 186-pound junior, number 53, Brady Wilhite. At guard, a 182-pound senior, number 60, Eric McCormick. At tackle, a 182-pound senior, junior, number 61, Dusty Markworth. At guard, a 186-pound senior, number 70, Brent Turner. And at tackle, a 226-pound senior, number 79, Josh Houter. The Plainsmen are coached by Marlon Twilliger, Tim Moore, Ryan Bolt, and Lance Worth. And now, ladies and gentlemen, get off of your chairs, put your hands in the air and say, yeah! Here they are, starting offensive lineups for Stromsburg Vikings. At running back, a 165-pound junior, number 7, Toby Ball. At end, a 157-pound junior, number 9, Eric Plainsmen. At quarterback, a 180-pound sophomore, number 15, Brent Peterson. At fullback, a 201-pound junior, number 30, Tyler Law. At tight end, a 170-pound sophomore, number 44, Nate Kingelfeld. At fullback, a 180-pound senior, number 45, Chance McLean. At guard, a 162-pound senior, number 58, Mickey Bergman. At guard, a 198-pound senior, number 64, Adam McPherson. At tackle, a 226-pound senior, number 66, Will Peterstrom. At tackle, a 230-pound junior, number 72, Travis Coleman. And at center, a 210-pound senior, number 75, Tyler Coleman. The Vikings are coached by Dennis Jones and assisted by Frank Samuelson and
Go Bird! Over there.
We're just about ready to kick off this C-2 quarterfinal game between the Grand Plainsmen and Stromsburg Vikings. The other games in C-2 today. The other game in the Western bracket, Ravenna is hosting Lawrence Nelson, and in the Eastern bracket today, Aquinas hosting Hartington CC, and Pender hosting Elmwood Murdoch. Going to be Stromsburg kicking off from right to left and defending the east goal. The wind is out of the southeast, so Stromsburg out of the wind behind it, but Grant will get the ball first. And deep back to receive is Ryan Cook and Barry Hansen at the goal line awaiting the kick by Brent Peterson, and it's on the way, and we're underway from Stromsburg. Handled by Cook at the 5, out across the 10, the 15, picks his way out across the 20, the 25, and knocked down at around the 27-yard line. Grant will start from there, moving left to right or from west to east. Chance McLean on the stop for the Vikings. Stromsburg 8-2 on the season. They beat Bridgeport in the first round 27-0. Of course, you remember that Grant beat Bridgeport about 3 weeks ago 53-0. So we'll see if that score comparison turns out in Grant's favor today. Under center, Chris Softly. He's got 3 backs behind him. Bellies to the fullback, hands it off to one of his halfbacks. And it's Hansen getting the call and getting stacked up after picking up 2 to 3 yards. Let's see where they mark it down from the 27. And the ball will be spotted down just shy of the 30. We'll give Barry a 3-yard pickup, second and a long 7 coming up for the Plainsmen. Hansen, 175-pound seniors, rushed for 1,254 yards coming in. Softly looking back at his back, so the wishbone set and takes the snap, hands it off to Hansen again, and Hansen this time is thrown down after crossing the 30 to the 32. Gain of 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 5 to 5.5 yards.
Ball carrier brought down by number 58, Mickey Berggren.
Berggren the stop, and McPherson assisting. Berggren a nose guard, the leading tackler for the Stromsburg defense, giving up just 6 points a game. They are close to Grant's level in that department. Here's the fake. Softly going back to pass. Rushes on. He's got a man out there. It is caught by Logston. Logston hauls it in at midfield. Good pass by Softly. He caught a zone defense and got it in between. Logston was able to slip in between that zone, and Softly lobbed it in there. And the catch is made right at midfield, and Grant gets the first down of the game. An 18-yard pickup. And Grant on the move from midfield. And the handoff this time goes to the fullback, and it's Hatch on the carry, and Hatch is stopped after picking up just a yard to the Stromsburg 49. So give Hatch a yard. And call it 2nd down and 9 from the Vikings 49-yard line. Boy, if the weather gets any nicer, we're going to think we're in Aruba or someplace. This is beautiful. About 75 degrees. And a nice breeze out of the south. Grant moving left to right. 2 receivers, Hatch and Henfler out to the right. Here's the option play, left side of Hansen. Hansen gets a block. Watch out, he broke 1 tackle, and then he's brought down after picking up about 6 yards to the 43. That one looked like it could go as soon as Softly pitched it, because Hansen got a good block when he first got the pitch, but then he wasn't able to get to the outside as quick as he wanted to, but it's still a good gain of 6 yards and brings up 3rd down and 3 from the 43-yard line of the Vikings. Plainsmen come over the ball. Again, 2 wide receivers out to the right. I formation behind Chris Softly, a junior. 162-pounder, shouts out his signals, and he wants to call a different play. He didn't have the personnel, I think, that he wanted, so he uses a timeout. We'll be back on KMCX Ogallala. And from Stromsburg this afternoon, Grant against Stromsburg, and the Plainsmen have a big play coming up, 3rd and 3 from the Vikings 43. Moving on their first possession, they started out at the 27, have moved it to the Stromsburg 43, 3rd and 3. They go to the wishbone set, and softly tries to catch him off sides, and I think he did. He was barking out those signals, and Stromsburg's defensive line jumped off sides 2 or 3 of the players, and that'll be a first down for Grant. It's a good job by Softly there, getting them on the cadence, and that'll move it to the 38, and a first down by penalty for the Plainsmen, and the drive continues. Out of the huddle come the Plainsmen over the ball at the 38 of the Vikings. Gonna leave it in the wishbone with Logsdon up ahead, and Hansen and Hatch in back of him. Looking over the defense is Softly. Sets him down, takes it, hands it off to Hatch, I believe, the ball carrier that time. Nope, it's Hansen. Hansen got the call, and Hansen took it from the 38 to the 37, just a yard on the play, so it's 2nd down and 9. 8 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in the first quarter. A lot of Grant fans lined up across the way, filling the stands and lined up across the rope. Across the way. 2nd down 9 for Grant. Softly takes it, fakes it, pitches out to Hansen. Hansen cuts back, and he fights hard for extra yardage, and he picks up about 3 yards. Looks like the market inside the 35. Berggren and McPherson combined to make the hit and put Hansen to the turf. And the ball just inside the 35, so we'll give a gain of 2 to Hansen and call it 3rd down and along 6. 3rd down along 6 for Grant. 2 receivers out right. Softly fakes, goes to the left. He got a man out there, and in there, complete. And it's good enough for a first down. Getting the ball over there, Ryan Cook. Ryan Cook able to gather it in. It was just a quick slant pattern out on the left side. 2-step drop, and Softly fired it into his receiver, Ryan Cook. The ball's marked down at the 23-yard line. And Grant picks up another first down. It's about a 12-yard pickup. Grant snaps it and Softly hands it off to Hansen. This time the going is tough, and Hansen gets shoved back for a loss on the play of a couple back just beyond the 25. Bergman and Travis Tallman combine on the stop, and it's 2nd down and 12 back at the 25-yard line. So here come the Plainsmen on 2nd and 12. They send 2 receivers. McGreer's in there off to the right, and also Cody Salzman. Out of the backfield goes Hansen, and that leaves Hatch, and now they flare it out to Hansen. He catches it, dancing around, looking for room, breaks a tackle, and Barry Hansen takes it inside the 20, down close to the 16-yard line. Hansen did that on his own, basically. It looked like he very easily could have been stopped for a loss that time, but instead he was able to duck his head, break a tackle, and wind his way up to about the well, it's pretty close to the 15-yard line. It's third down and 2 for Grant. Ball just outside of the 15. 3rd and 2, and the wishbone set behind Softly, hands it to his fullback, Logsdon, who breaks it. He's going to have the first down, I believe. Yep. Logsdon takes it from the 15 to close to the 11-yard line. Let's see where they put that down at. Looks like they're going to mark it down. That might even be at the 10. Looks like that's closer to the 10. That's where we will call it. Well, the scoreboard says the 12, so maybe we'll split the difference here and call it the 11. So Logsdon able to pick up the first down, and here's the handoff. And there he goes. He's going to get in there, and that is Hanson, I believe, on the carry. Nope, it was McGreer. They gave it off to McGreer that time, and McGreer takes it in from 11 yards out, and Grant scores first with 5:32 to go in the first quarter. The Plainsmen go 73 yards. Oh, that was a great first drive for Grant. Couldn't ask for a better start for the Plainsmen. Nodlinski will try to kick it through and make it 7-0 here. And there's the snap down, and the kick's on the way. It looks good, and the officials' hands go up. 7-0 Grant, 5:32 to go in the first quarter. We'll be back on KMCX FM.
Kickoff for the Vikings will be number 45, Chance McLean, and number 7, Toby Ball. Kicking off.
Welcome back to Stromsburg, and it's Grant taking the 7-0 lead with 5:32 to go in the first quarter. Nodlinski getting set to boot the ball away. Jeff Nodlinski, 130-pound freshman. Approaches the ball, puts his leg into it, kicks it off to the left, and is it going to go out? Yep, it goes out. So Stromsburg can either take the ball at the 30 or they can ask for a re-kick. Glad you could join us for playoff action today on X106. Of course, later this week we'll be down at the state volleyball tournament. Friday and Saturday, Ogallala and Paxton from our area that we'll be covering. As the referee talks with the defensive captain, or the offensive captain, I guess. They declined it, and they already had their offense on the field. They want the ball, and they'll take it out at the 35-yard line. So Stromsburg says that's good enough for us. We'll take it at the 35. Brent Peterson, 180-pound sophomore, is the quarterback. He's a quick one. And he's got a 1,000-yard rusher behind him, and Peterson fakes, goes off to the right side, and the Grant defense gets over there in a hurry and drags Peterson down after a 2-yard gain out to the 37. Let's see who made the stop there for Grant.
He's taken down by number 60, Eric McCormick.
Eric McCormick, first to get him. And they marked the ball actually back a yard, so just a 1-yard pickup that time for Peterson. 2nd down and 9 from the 36-yard line. McCormick leading the Plainsmen in tackles this year, and right behind him, Dusty Marquardt. They've been 1-2 all season on the tackle chart. 2nd and 9, Stromsburg from the 36, moving right to left, and Peterson faked. He looked like he wanted to give it off. That might have been a busted play, and Peterson ended up going up the middle behind his line and picking up another yard to the 37. A little bit of confusion in the backfield that time leads me to believe that somebody missed the play call that time. Peterson tucked it up and got a yard out of it, so it'll be 3rd down and 8 to go from the 37 of the Vikings. Clock runs, 4:25 to go in the first period. Grant leads 7-0 on a 11-yard Patrick McGreer touchdown run. Here's the fake by Peterson, rushes on, he gets it away and got a man out there. Great catch is made. They're going to get the first down, and taking the ball carrier down near midfield is Ryan Cook. Pass reception goes that time to Nate Hengelfeld, 170-pound sophomore, and he takes it out from the 37 to the 48-yard line. Hengelfeld's 6th reception on the year, good for a first down. Gain of 11 out to the Stromsburg 48-yard line. Peterson has him up, split backs, man in the slot, and a man out wide left. Now they give it around, and here's the ball carrier, and he fumbles, and who's gone top? Grant gets it, and running it back for Grant. Who is that? He's got it inside the 20 and takes it inside the 15-yard line. And that, I think, was Cook. Yes, it was Ryan Cook on the fumble recovery. It bounced right to him. They got the ball in the end around to Chance McLean. He got stripped of the ball, and it took A clubhouse bounce to Ryan Cook at the Grant 40-yard line, and Cook went racing down the far sideline, and Grant is set up great right now. They're at the 17-yard line. So Grant takes over, already leading 7-0, and a great opportunity to make it 2 scores ahead right here. They set him down on the wishbone, softly calling his count, turns, hands it off to Logston, and Logston is going to be stuffed. Nothing there for Michael Logston, 188-pound junior, 199 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns coming into this contest today. They say that he lost a yard, so we'll call it 2nd down and 11 from the 18-yard line. Plainsmen showing a split back set with a man in the slot to the right, and now as the play gets started, it's blown dead. Flags come out. This will probably go against Grant. Usually in that situation it is against the offense, and the referee indicates no, offside, Stromsburg. We'll take it. So Stromsburg has committed their 2nd offsides penalty. The first one gave Grant a 1st down. This will not give Grant a 1st down, but instead of 2nd and 11, it'll be 2nd and 6 from the 13-yard line. 2nd down, 6 from the 13. Grant leading 7-0, 2:55 of the first period from Stromsburg. Here's the turn and the give, and the running back hit it up the middle. Has got good yardage inside the 10. Kyle Hatch on the carry for the Plainsmen. Takes it from the 13 to about the 8-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry as the winds pick up a little bit. Hear a little bit of the wind whipping into the headset mic. 3rd down and 1, we'll call it, from the 8-yard line. 3rd and 1 for the Plainsmen. They come up in the full house wishbone formation, and the turn and the give is off, and the running back takes it inside the 5. It's Michael Logston on the carry for Grant, and he got the 1st down and more, as Grant's offensive line for the most part is really getting a good push up front. And that time the gain to the 5-yard line, a 3-yard pickup, and Grant has 4 downs to go 5 yards. The Stromsburg fans encouraging their defense, but Grant has controlled the game thus far. Here's the turn and the fake by Softly. End around to Hansen, and Hansen takes it down, and they closed that off in a hurry. I thought when he first got it that he was going to go, but instead he is wrestled down. After, are they going to say that's no gain? It looks like they're going to leave that ball. Now they move it up to the 4, so that's a 1-yard pickup. Boy, it sure looked good when Hansen first got the ball. You could see a seam for him, but the Viking defenders got their Johnny on the spot and brought Hansen down after a pickup of just 1 yard. It's 2nd down, goal to go from the 4-yard line. Grant sets him down on the wishbone, softly under center, turns, he pitches out left side to Hansen, trying to get to the corner. Did he get in? He got in there, touchdown! And the Plainsmen on top, 13-0 with 1:07 to go. They utilized the toss out of the wishbone that time to the left side, and Hansen outran everyone to the pylon. And Grant on top by 2 scores. Nodlinski in to attempt the point after. So it's a great start for the Plainsmen here today. Hoping to go home and look forward to a semifinal game at their place on Saturday. Nodlinski awaits the snap. Swan, the holder, and he picked it up. It was a little low, but he got it in place, and Nodlinski kicks it through to make it 14-0 Plainsmen. We have 1:07 to go in the first half. We'll be back on KMCX. Back at the public park here in Stromsburg for the C-2 playoff game between the Stromsburg Vikings and Grant Plainsmen. All Grant so far, 14-0. And here comes Nodlinski, and Henfler this time gets his foot into it, and it's end over end and short, and it lands about the 30-yard line. It's picked up, and immediately getting tackled is McLean, who picked up the ball. That was a live ball until McLean got to it. So the ball's spotted out across the 30 to the 31-yard line. That's where the Vikings will start this possession. They were moving the ball before McLean on an end around turned it over, and Ryan Cook ran it back to the 18-yard line, I think it was, 17 or 18, and then Grant went in a few plays later to go up 14-0. Here's the play. Peterson turns, pitches back, and is back coming around. That's Hall, or Ball, Toby Ball, and Ball gets a good gain out across the 35 before being tackled at the 37-yard line. Cody Salzman and Eric McCormick combined to make the tackle. A gain of 5 yards. We'll call it the 36-yard line, so 5-yard pickup for Ball, his first carry of the game. Ran for 1,128 regular season, plus the playoff game last Wednesday. Here's the turn by Peterson, the fake, and the give to Ball, and Ball fighting hard. Out just across the 40. He's going to be about a half a yard shy of the first down, depending on where they place the ball. Patrick McGreer on the tackle.
Hey, guys.
And Chris Burge also assisting. And there is a timeout for measurement. They'll bring the sticks in. The ball is about at the 41-yard line. It's about a 5-yard pickup. Did he get all the 5 yards? They stretch him out. Nope, he's about a foot shy. So about a foot shy of the first down at the 41-yard line is Stromsburg.
Brings up third down and 12 inches.
Third down and a foot. 14 seconds left in the first quarter. This might be the last play of the quarter as they wind the clock, and Stromsburg sets him down. Brent Peterson looking over the defense, takes the snap, hands it off, and they get the first down, much more, and ball is tripped up at midfield, and it's a good thing because he would have been off. Ryan Cook got to him. Otherwise, Toby Ball probably would have gone the distance. Ball takes it out to midfield, and they'll spot it at the 49 of Grant. A 10-yard pickup as the first quarter comes to a close. Grant leading 14-0. We'll be back on KMCX FM Ogallala. We're ready to start the second quarter here at Stromsburg. It's 14-0 Grant. Stromsburg first and 10 from the Grant 49-yard line. Man out in motion out of the backfield. They hand it off to Ball, and Ball is hit and dropped after picking up a couple of yards to the 47. Firing in there was McCormick to put a good hit on Toby Ball that time. That's what you have to do. He's tall and lanky, 165-pound junior, but he is quite strong. You got to wrap him up, and he got a 2-yard pickup. He averages 8 yards every time he touches the football. Second down, 8 from the Grant 47. Peterson turns, hands it off to Ball, and Ball is going to be tied up after a short gain of 1.5 to 2 yards. That time, Burge in there.
Down by number 91, Chris Burge.
Burge made a good stop that time, firing in from his linebacker position, and the ball spotted just shy of the 45. It'll be third down and 6. So the Grant defense playing well, the Grant offense playing great. 14-0 Grant. Stromsburg third and 6 from the Plainsmen 45. This time, 2 receivers off to the left. Split backs behind Peterson to drop the ball, and now he's going to get rushed and he's going to get sacked. Michael Logsden gets in there, and Logsden throws him down for the loss at midfield. It'll be fourth down and 11. That all happening after Peterson pulled away from center and didn't have the ball with him. He had to reach back down to the turf, pick it up, and then Logston came firing in there and records his 10th sack of the season. So a loss of 5 makes it 4th down and 11. And they're in punt formation. And here's the kick by Peterson. And it's taken at the 20. Out across the 25-30. He's got a wall set up. 35-40. 45. Brought down at the 48-yard line is Cody Salzman. Salzman takes it from the 20 to the 48. A fine return of 28 yards. And the Grant Plainsmen are simply dominating this game to this point. And let's hope it can continue. 10:05 to go in the first half. 14-0. Grant on top. Salzman is going to be flanked off to the left. And I think that's Henfler on the right side. Yep. And softly drops back. Fade pass right sideline and intended for Cook. That was Cook off to the left, not Salzman. It was intended for Cook. It came up short. It kind of hung up that time, which is kind of curious because the wind is mostly behind Grant in this quarter. Softly laid it out there, and I think it just slipped off his hands. I don't think he got as much on that as he wanted to. At any rate, the pass comes incomplete, and it comes back to the 48, where it's 2nd down and 10. That was the first misfire of the ball game by Softly. He had been 3 for 3 up to that point. Stacked eye behind the quarterback Softly. And now, jumping off sides, the left defensive end for Stromsburg. That is the 3rd offsides, unless Grant moved. That'll be offsides. Against Stromsburg it is. The home folks here that I'm broadcasting amongst, of course, don't agree with that. But it was pretty clear from our vantage point that the left defensive end entered the neutral zone, and in this level, they don't give you a chance to jump back. If you're over, you're over. That's it. Throw the flag, mark it off. So the ball marked off to the Stromsburg 47. 2nd down and 5 for the Plainsmen. Cook set to the left, Henfler to the right. And here's the delayed handoff to Hansen. Got room up the middle. He may go. Watch out. Barry Hansen on the loose. He's to the 20. He's to the 15. 10, 5. Touchdown. And it's 20-0. Plainsmen on top. What a run by Barry Hansen. And boy, that was Blackwell up front. He had a big hole to go through. And you know, with Barry Hansen, he doesn't need much of a hole, and he's gone. And he made a cutback move around the 20-yard line and scooted into the end zone. And Grant has quieted these folks. 20-0, the Plainsmen, and on to attempt the point after will be Nodlinski. Nodlinski waiting the snap. Swan gets it down, and the kick is on the way. It looks good, and it is good. So Grant up 21-0. We have 9 minutes, 48 seconds to go here in the first half from Stromsburg.
Back deep to receive for the Vikings will be number 45, Chance McLean, and number 7, Toby Ball. Kicking off for the Plainsmen is number 14, Troy Hepler.
Welcome back to Stromsburg on a breezy but very mild afternoon. Temperatures in the 70s, and Grant leading 21-0. Here's the kick by Henfler, and it's taken short up at the 35, and then he's knocked out of bounds by Cook. Wiesman on the return, and he got knocked out of bounds by Cook almost right after he caught the ball, and let's see where they spot it. Looks like it's going down at the 34.
Vikings will begin with the ball on their own 34-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, if you were to write a script and you were a Plainsman fan for this ball game, it couldn't get any better than it's been so far, and let's hope that it continues this way. Brent Peterson, 180-pound sophomore under center for Stromsburg. He dropped it again. He drifts back to pass. He's got some time, but his pass leads his back a little too far that time. He's looking for Nate Hengelfeld, and Hengelfeld not able to catch up with it, so it's incomplete. Second down and 10, and comes back to the 34-yard line. 9:39 in the first half, 21-0 Grant. Peterson leads him up, split backs behind him, has two wideouts to the left this time. Peterson turns, gives it off to Ball, and Ball breaks a couple of tackles. He hurdles a couple of his own linemen who are on the turf, and Ball gets a good gain out to the 40, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 4. So 6-yard pickup on 2nd down brings up 3rd down and 4. Ball on the right side hash mark. Stromsburg moving left to right here in the second quarter. And the Vikings come over the ball at their own 40-yard line on 3rd and 4. Two receivers to the left again, split backs behind Peterson. He turns, gives it off, and he's going to be wrestled down, nothing doing. The Grant defender's in there, and let's see who the first to contact him was. Looks like that was Logsdon that time, and Hatch also was there.
Loss is 1 yard, brings up 4th and 5 for the Vikings.
So great defense by the Plainsmen. These two teams coming in, top 2 teams as far as yards allowed in the state. And that was a loss of 1 on the play. 4th down and 5, and here's the kick by Turner. Low screamer into the wind, and it bounds down at 30. It's picked up by Salzman. He goes to his left, tries to break a tackle, and he broke one, but then there was 2 Viking defenders there to wrestle him down, and Grant will start from their 32 or 33, depending on where they spot the ball. 8:18 to go in the first half. We're glad you're with us today on KMCX Ogallala. Softly coming in from the sideline, bringing the play into the huddle. Grant was 79 yards in the first quarter, 33 for Stromsburg. Out of the huddle come the Plainsmen, and Henfler and Hatch set out to the right. Hansen and Logsdon in the I formation. And now flags come out as the ball is snapped. And we'll find out what this is about. This time it's a procedure violation against Grant, much to the delight of the Stromsburg faithful here. They saw 3 offsides calls against their team, and now they figure it's about time Grant got something, and they got stuck with the procedure. So it'll be 2nd and 15. Back at the 27-yard line. 2 receivers to the right and Cook to the left. Eye set behind Softly. He turns, fakes, rolling out right side, looking downfield. He's got a rush on. Chris gets away, passes downfield, and it's caught for a short gain of about 3 to 4 yards. Troy Henfler on the reception for the Plainsmen, and they'll spot the ball at about the original line of scrimmage. We'll give Troy a 5-yard pickup on the play. Troy's first reception of the afternoon. 2nd down 10 Grant from the 32-yard line. Plainsmen send 2 off to the left, 1 to the right. Eyes formation still, and here's Softly optioning off, gets it back to Hansen. There's a flag down. Hansen cuts back and is knocked down for a loss of 1 on the play. Well defended that time by the Stromsburg Vikings. Peterson was over there, and McLean also assisting, and the Stromsburg players are pointing in Grant's direction. They think it's against Grant. And it is going to be against Grant. Didn't see the signal. They're marking it off. And this one's a big one. Oh man, that's a 15-yarder. That's a 15-yarder. Clipping violation, so back it goes all the way to the 16-yard line. And they need to get it all the way out to the 42, so 26 yards to go. It is 2nd down. From the 16-yard line, Grant will snap it. 2 receivers to the right. That's the long side of the field. Now the handoff on the draw to Hansen. Hansen breaks 1 tackle and goes up the guts of the Stromsburg defense for a few yards. He gets it out across the 20. Bergman to Moore on the stop for Stromsburg after a 5-yard pickup. Out to the 21, and they need about 21 to go. Hansen was 70 yards on 10 carries, including a 47-yard touchdown run. Grant leading 21-0, 6:35 to go in the first half. Softly has him up, takes the snap, hands it off to Hansen. Hansen looking for yards, and very tough going. Hansen keeps it going. They try to strip the ball, but Hansen holds on to it. That was Kyle Hatch, excuse me, that time. And Hatch was fighting hard for extra yards, but there weren't many to be had. And he gets it from the 21 out to the 23, about a 2-yard pickup. And it's going to be 4th down and 19, and Grant will have to kick. This will be Grant's first punt of the afternoon. Troy Henfler, 31 yards per punt this season, back. Admittedly, he said he didn't have a good game last week. Here's a kick. Boy, that's a beauty. It's going to back him, ball back up to the 40, his own 40, and Logston corrals him around the neck and drags him down at the 46. Good kick by Troy Henfler. And let's see, let's calculate this real quick. Looks like 37-yard kick by Henfler with the wind helping. And a 6-yard return by Ball out to the 46. Stromsburg takes over with 5:42 left in the first half. And it's 21-0 Plainsmen. The winner will play the winner of the game involving Ravenna and Lawrence Nelson. And if Grant wins, they will host. They know that already because they are the highest seeded team remaining in the West. And they're playing on the road today, so they'll host if they win. Here's the handoff up the middle. Tyler Moore gets his first carry, and he takes it out to the 48. 2-yard pickup, 2nd down and 8. Moore is a junior, 201-pounders. I tell you what, most of these skilled position players for Stromsburg are underclassmen, so watch out. I'm sure they're going to expect to get back to the playoffs next year and probably the year after, too, considering their quarterback's a sophomore. A lot of their key players are underclassmen. 2nd down and 8. Ball is at the Stromsburg 48. Peterson calls his count. Grant showing a possible blitz from the linebackers. Here's the handoff. Uh-oh. Loose up the middle as the running back who gets the first down. The hole closed in a hurry. Ryan Cook and McCormick combined for the stop, but not before Moore goes straight up the middle of the Grant defense that time for about 10 yards to the Grant 42-yard line. I think that is only the second or third first down that the Vikings have attained today. Here's the snap. Peterson lost it, and it's loose, and Grant has recovered. The Plainsmen on top of the ball, and that's the 3rd bad exchange they've had today. And Peterson, instead of plopping on the ball as he should have, tried to pick it up. Big mistake for him, and Grant gets it, and I think it was McCormick recovering the fumble. Pretty sure it was McCormick who got on top of the ball for Grant. Nonetheless, the Plainsmen have it at their own 46-yard line, leading 21-0. And they have time left to get another score in there before half. There's 4:33 left. Softly has a slot back to the right. 2 backs behind him. He gives it off to Hansen. Hansen tucks it away, gets met, and he didn't even make it back to the line of scrimmage that time. The Strasburg defense has made some good adjustments. The last couple of times that Grant has had the ball, they have taken away some of the stuff that was successful earlier in the game for the Plainsmen. So they are making adjustments. Now Grant will have to adjust to that if they want to keep moving the football. We'll call it no gain. It was a loss of about a half a yard on the play. 2nd down along 10 for Grant. Now under 4 minutes to go in the half. Softly turns, fakes, he's looking to pass, rushes on, he better get rid of it. Softly got out of it, he's looking downfield, heaves it down, they got a man out there, it's caught! Inside the 40 to the 37-yard line, and that was all Chris Softly. His scramble ability, if I can coin a word, got him outside. He looked like he was going to be going down to the turf, but he somehow used his feet to get out of the pocket, rolled out, and completed the pass to Cook that time. And that was good down to the 37-yard line. 17-yard pickup.
Come on, Bird!
First down and 10 for the Plainsmen. Here's the handoff to the running back Logsdon. Logsdon gets loose and up the middle. He's got another big gain inside the 30 to the 25-yard line. McLean on the stop, but not before Logsdon picks up another first down. 12-yard pickup for the Plainsmen. So the ball spotted at the 25-yard line. And here come the Plainsmen showing the wishbone set. 2:55 in the first half, 21-0 Grant. Softly takes the snap, turns, hands it off to Hansen. Starts right, cuts it back up the middle, and he gets a few yards. Down to about the 20, just outside the 20. Let's see where they officially marked the ball. Looks like it's just outside the 20. We'll call it the 21 and call it second down and 6. Plainsmen seeking a 4-touchdown lead. 2:25 to go in the first half. Under center Softly, he takes it, option off, hands it off to his fullback. Logsdon takes a couple of guys with him for a couple of yards, but it'll be third down and about 3 to 4 yards. Let's see, they're going to mark it back, it looks like a little. Inside the, at about the 19, we'll give him a 2-yard pickup. And call it third down and 4 from the 19. Third down and 4 for the Plainsmen. They break the huddle, come over the ball at the 19 of Stromsburg. Minute 44 now on the clock. Softly looks over the defense, crouches under his center, hands it off to Hansen, and Hansen forward and is very close. I don't think he got it, but he's not too far away. And fourth down, and I'm sure Grant will go for it here. They're going to mark it. Are they going to call for a measurement here? I don't think so. Well, now they call a timeout. Was that Grant? Yes, Plainsmen take a timeout. Minute 18 to go in the first half. We'll be back on X106.
Where's mine at, Donna? Where's mine?
Fourth down, 1 for the Plainsmen from the 16 of Stromsburg. Minute 18 to go. Grant now with 1 timeout left. Softly under center. And somebody fired off from Stromsburg, and then the left tackle from Grant fired off too. And they're going to call procedure against Grant. So they say that it was Grant's player that fired off first, causing the defensive player to come across. Now, if it had been the defensive player first, then it would have been offsides against the defense. Well, that's going to make it more difficult for the Plainsmen as they back the ball up to the 21. Fourth down and 6 from the 21-yard line. Softly brings them up. Full house backfield. And the fake. Softly looking to pass. Got a rush on, and this time he's sacked. And getting in there to sack him down was Berggren. Berggren, their leading tackler. And he made a big play for Stromsburg, because Grant went in to score that one. It would have been looking really bleak for Stromsburg, trailing 27 or 28 to nothing. But instead, Stromsburg takes over with a minute 14. That was a loss back to the 32-yard line. A loss of 11 on the play. And Stromsburg will try to get their offense in gear, but there's only a minute 14 to go. They're at their 32. Peterson, the quarterback, he flips it back to Ball. Ball around the right side, turns it up, breaks a couple of tackles, and is brought down. Looked like Grant over pursued a little that time, and Ryan Cook got Ball down. And Ball gets it out across the 40, close to the first down. Looks like he's about half a yard shy. We'll give him 9.
Go 29 this time. Let's go.
The Plainsmen held ball in check,
Let's go.
averaging over 112 yards a game. Today, just 38 on 8 carries. But you can tell he's a guy that if he gets some room, can run a long ways. Second down and short, handoff, and Ball gets the first down, tries to get it outside. He stretches out as he's brought down and gets it to the 49-yard line. That's a first down. Ryan Cook on the tackle, and timeout is being taken by Stromsburg. We'll be back on X106 Ogallala. It is first down 10 for Stromsburg with 27 seconds in the first half. They're at their own 49-yard line. Peterson turns, he fakes the give, he's looking downfield, he's got a man out there, but the rush is on. Now Peterson's going to try to run with it. He gets outside, and Grant finally gets him down for a loss of about 2 on the play. Ryan Cook comes up along with Dusty Marquardt to make the stop for the Plainsmen, and timeout is called. Stromsburg uses another timeout with just 11 seconds remaining in the half. Welcome back to the park in Stromsburg. Class C-2 state playoff football action today between Grant and Stromsburg. And Grant has played a great first half, leading 21-0, 11 seconds to go. Stromsburg is going to snap it on second and long, but first a flag is thrown. This might be delay a game. Let's find out. The official's pointing over to the Stromsburg sideline. I don't know what that's about. Oh, it's against Grant. Well, offsides Grant. They must have lined up offsides. Nobody jumped. In that neutral zone, as they call it. So that moves it to the Grant 48. And it will be second down and 8. Second down and 8. Here's a snap back to Peterson. He fakes, goes off right side, gets to the outside, and he's going to be hit out of bounds. With 5 seconds to go, McCormick and Burge combined to make the stop on the quarterback Peterson. 5 seconds left, and the ball will be put down at the 45 of Grant. So probably going to see a Hail Mary pass of some sort down the field here after a 3-yard pickup. Here come the Vikings out of the huddle, sending 3 receivers to the left. And now the lone back in the backfield goes to the right. They go from the shotgun set, snap back to Turner. He fires it downfield. Line drive pass is caught, but immediately Hansen comes up and nails the catcher down at the 29-yard line. And that's the end of the half. Grant leads 21-0. Stay tuned. We've got a nice halftime feature coming up. Talking to both Troy Henfler and Kyle Hatch. Stay tuned for that after you hear this on KMCX FM Ogallala. It's a 6 o'clock kickoff Central Time in Ravenna. In Class D1 today, Humphrey St. Francis is at Friend. Howell's visiting Falls City Sacred Heart. Eustis Farnham is at Bloomfield, and Spencer Napier is hosting Anselmo Myrna. In D2 today, Lewiston visiting Lindsay Holy Family. St. Edward is at Pope John. Greeley is at Clearwater, and St. Mary's is hosting Sargent. In Class A, in a game that's going to get started in about an hour and 20 minutes from now, it'll be North Platte hosting Lincoln East. West Side will be at Millard North. Southeast is hosting Prep tonight, and Kearney is hosting Millard West. In Class B, quarterfinal action today, South Sioux City hosting Crete. Pius traveling to Elkhorn. Scotts Bluff visiting McCook, and Gering hosting Seward. In C1, back on X106 from Stromsburg on a breezy and un-November-like mild afternoon. It is just beautiful here today. Temperatures in the 70s. I'm even in the shade and feeling very nice with a short sleeve shirt. Tells you what kind of day it is, and we understand it's about the same back home, so we'll enjoy it while it lasts. Grant will kick off to begin the second half, leading 21-0. Plainsmen overall playoff record down through the years, 38 wins and just 6 losses. That is certainly up amongst the best of all time in the state of Nebraska. This is their 15th playoff appearance. Grant to kick off, and running up to meet it is That's Henfler, and it's picked up and run out across the 25, the 30, the 35, and a good run back for Henfler, the kicker. Takes down Tyler Moore. And Stromsburg probably during their halftime chat emphasized taking this ball to start the second half and going down the field. So this is going to be a key drive, even though it's the first possession of the second half. It'll be very important setting the tone of the second half for Grant to pick up where they left off. Let's see what adjustments the teams make. Uh-oh, we got a timeout right away. Yes, Grant's defense took a timeout. We'll be back on X106. Well, evidently, Grant didn't have enough defenders on the field, so they had to burn a timeout before the first play from scrimmage in this half, and I'm sure Marlon Twigler and his coach is not very happy about that. Somebody didn't report, so they take care of that, and we'll get this second half started. Ball's at the 39-yard line. Officials are holding things up here. Oh, there's an equipment problem, and McGrayer is helping out. Burge getting things in place, and here we go. Peterson under center. Ball in motion out of the backfield. And Peterson turns, hands it off to his lone remaining setback, Tyler Moore, and the junior takes it from the 39 to the 43. 4-yard pickup. Marquardt on the stop. 4-yard gain. Second down and 6 for the Stromsburg Vikings. 8-2 on the season, averaging 24 points, giving up just 6 per ball game, but Grant's already shattered that. 2nd and 6. Here's a snap, a little bobble, and Peterson can't go anywhere with it. Nowhere to go after he bobbled it. And that time it was Burge getting in there. And I also saw Josh Howarder assisting. And that's a loss of a yard. And it will be 3rd down and 7 from the 42. As the winds whip up a little. Just underway in the second half, 21-0 Grant, looking to advance to the semifinals Saturday. Handoff to Moore. Tyler Moore out across the 45. And looks like he'll be about a couple of yards shy of the first down. He needed to get to the 49. And they spot the ball just shy of the 48. It's going to be 4th and a long yard. 4th and a long yard, and Stromsburg in punt formation with Turner back. And he gets a good snap, and he kicks it away. End over end, comes down, taken by Salzman at the 23, 30. And Salzman wrapped up just over the 30-yard line, gets shoved back, thrown to the turf. Grant will have it starting at their own 30 or 31. Travis Tallman and Chance McLean combine on the hit. And they back that ball up to the 30. That wasn't a very good spot for Grant because forward motion before they started the whistles was out of the 31. They mark it back to the 30. Grant's first possession of the half. Let's see what the Plainsmen can get going here. Softly has the wishbone set behind him. And the up back gets the call. And gets virtually nothing. Hansen gets it, and he is stopped right at the 30-yard line. Bergram on the stop. Hansen led the Plainsmen in the first half with 77 yards on 13 carries, but couldn't add to it that time. So now it is 2nd and 10 from the 30. Clock runs with 9.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. Softly looking over the defense. Takes the snap. He fakes to the first guy. Hands it to the second guy. And this time, Hansen takes it out close to the 35 before getting corralled. Let's see where they put the ball down. Looks like it's going to be just short of the 35. And we'll give Hansen 5 and make it 3rd down and 5 to go. 3rd and 5, Grant from their own 35-yard line. Glad to have you this afternoon on X106, Ogallala. And turning and running the option softly, pitches out left side, and McGreer trying to cut back as it was sealed off to the left, but there's not much space for Patrick McGreer, and he is going to be stopped after picking up only about half a yard is all. The mark just across the 35, Tyler Tallman and Mickey Bergeron combined on the stop. 4th down and a long 4 for Grant. They'll have to kick the ball away. So the Plainsmen go into punt formation. Said Henfler back to the 22. And Troy awaiting the snap with 8:10 to go in the 3rd. And he gets it away. It's a high kick, and it's a good kick. It's going down to the 25. There's a flag thrown as soon as Ball receives it. Ball going around the left side. Uh-oh, watch out. He's got room down the sideline. 50, 40, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds. But again, there's a flag right as the receiver Ball took the kick, and that usually, in that instance, is a clipping call. Let's see if that's the case. Yes, it is. Clipping against Stromsburg will bring it back and wipe out a fine return by Toby Ball. So back it comes. The flag went down at the 35 of Stromsburg and will be marked off to the 20. So Stromsburg, instead of starting from the Grant 40, will start at their own 20. 7:53 in the 3rd. Grant leading 21-0. Defense has been great today for Grant, and the offense the same. Peterson walking up, puts his hands under the center, takes the snap, hands it off to Ball. Ball fights, but not much room there. He got maybe a couple, but not anymore. Firing in there for Grant and making the stop. I saw Burge on the bottom of the pile, and he had help from several of his teammates. Ryan Cook also helping out. So 2-yard gain out to the 22, and it's 2nd and 8. Stromsburg in all red uniforms today, getting ready to snap the ball with split backs and a man in the slot. The fake by Peterson, pitches out to the left, and Toby Ball trying to get to the corner, and he's caught up with, shoved out of bounds, but not before he crossed the 1st down marker. Barry Hansen takes him out of bounds, so Ball's able to get enough yards to move the chains on the far sideline. Out to the 31-yard line, a pickup of 9. That's about the equals the biggest run that the Vikings have had today. Blocked that one pretty well and allowed Ball to pick up the 1st down. Stromsburg snaps are from their own 31. 7:05 to go here in the 3rd period. Handoff. Nope. They give it off, and the running back, not much room that time for Chance McLean. That was the same play that resulted in a fumble and a Grant recovery in the first half. McGreer made the stop. McLean held on that time, but was able to pick up a short 2 yards out to the 33. So it's 2nd down 8, and now a timeout as McLean going off the field. He is holding his right arm up around the elbow, and you can clearly see blood smeared over his right arm. So McLean will have to leave. They'll have to wipe that off and tape it up. And coming in to take McLean's place will be Chris Moyer, a 140-pound junior. And there's also a timeout called. We'll take one too here on X106 Ogallala. Well, I didn't see the officials indicate who took the timeout, but I think it was Stromsburg. At any rate, Stromsburg now with 2nd down and 8 from the 33. Goes from the shotgun formation. High snap, but Peterson gets it now. McCormick almost got to him. Now Peterson trying to run away, and he's going to be, well, it'll be very close to the line of scrimmage. I was going to say a sack, but it may not be if it got back to the line. Chris Downey chased him down. And Howarder also was over there, and Burge as well. But Downey the first to get to him. It was a sack as they mark it down at the 32. It'll be 3rd down and 11. So loss of 1 on the play, 3rd down, 11. And a long time in the huddles spent by the Vikings. Now they hurry up to the line. They better hurry to get the play off too. 3rd down and 11 from their own 32. Peterson under center. And he turns and gives it off to Ball, and Ball breaks 1 tackle, and then he is met by a host of Grant defenders and shoved back. Cook and Henfler, along with McCormick, make the stop. And the ball is going to be spotted up around the 37-yard line. So it's 4th down and 4. 4th down and 4 with 5:18 in the clock running in the 3rd. Grant looking good so far, 21-0. In punt formation, Stromsburg. And now flags come out. And it's going to be against Grant. And that'll be a 1st down for Stromsburg. I tell you what, officials don't allow you to do much. You can't even twitch up front. If you just barely twitch forward, they call you for it. I didn't see any movement at all up front, but they called offsides Grant. Maybe they possible they could have lined up offsides, but I suppose that's possible. So there's a 1st down by penalty for Stromsburg. The drive keeps going. They're out at the 42. Receiver right, receiver left. I formation, handoff Moore, and Moore stacked up. He got at most a yard out of that. Downey was there. Howarder in there. Burge was there. We'll give him a generous yard and call it 2nd down and 9 from the 43. 4:18 in the 3rd. The clock is certainly the Plainsmen's ally here this afternoon right now. Every second is a second closer to coming home, playing in the semifinals. Here's the pitch at the ball, and getting in there, dropping it for loss was McGreer. Boy, I tell you what, McGreer played that beautifully that time. He knew what was coming. He saw that play develop, the pitch out to Toby Ball, and McGreer just fired in there from his corner spot and dropped the running back for a loss of about 1.5 yards. We'll call it the 42. So it's 3rd down and a long 10 for Stromsburg. Here's the handoff, and Peterson fakes and then goes up the gut, but there is nothing there for him. He got a yard. And they're going to mark it down at the 44. It's going to be 4th down and 9. So give Peterson a yard. He still has negative yardage on the afternoon. 4th down, 9 for Stromsburg. They'll punt it away with 3 minutes to go in the 3rd. Peterson calls for it, gets a good snap, kicks it away at the 36. And now Salzman going to have to retreat, and he picks it up inside the 10, takes it out across the 10, and will be brought down between the 10 and the 15. Grant will take over, leading 21-0 with 2:43 left in the quarter. Tyler Tallman, Chance McLean make the tackle. Grant starts from their 14 is where they put it down. Plainsmen would be home Saturday if this holds up and host either Ravenna or Lawrence Nelson. And we would bring you the broadcast either here on X106 or over on KOGA FM. Here come the Plainsmen up to the line at their own 14-yard line. Wishbone set behind Softly. Softly turns, hands it off to his halfback, and nowhere to go that time. See who carried that ball for the Plainsmen. As he gets up off the turf, it was McGreer. And there was no room at all that time. Bergrim and Moore combine on the tackle for Stromsburg. No gain, second down 10 from the 14-yard line. Here come the Plainsmen. They send Salzman off to the right, and Cook and McGreer to the left. Hansen and Logsden in the backfield behind Softly. Now McGreer goes in motion. Softly turns, hands it off to Hansen, and Hansen is hit and dropped for a loss. Man, I tell you, the Stromsburg defense has really stiffened up since late in the first half. And Grant is not getting near the yardage they were early in the game. They also called a penalty on Grant. That might have been a legal motion. I didn't quite catch it. And I would imagine that the Vikings would decline this one and bring up 3rd and long, because they had Hansen for a loss on the play. Let's see if they decline it. Holding was the call. And they will decline. So it's 3rd down and about 12 from the 12-yard line. 3rd down and 12 for the Plainsmen after the 2-yard loss. Clock down to 90 seconds remaining in the 3rd. 21-0 Grant. Just don't want to turn it over in this situation. Here is the handoff. And getting a few yards is Hatch, Kyle Hatch. But he didn't get enough for the first down. He's out close to the 20.
He's stopped down by number 7, Toby Ball.
Toby Ball made the tackle. Grant will have to punt the ball away on 4th and 4.
That'll bring up a 4th and 4 for Grant.
So an 8-yard gain, but they're still 4 short. Troy Henfler will drop back. Twin safeties back near midfield for Stromsburg. Henfler awaiting the snap near his 5-yard line. Puts his foot into it at about the 10. And it's another high hanger, and this time takes a great bounce inside the 35, inside the 30, and it will be down at the 29-yard line. Oh, what a great punt that time. It took a great bounce at the 40-yard line and went inside the 30. Looks like they took it to the 28-yard line, actually. And let's see, let's add that one up real quick. That looks like 30, 40, 50, 52 yards. Not bad. And if ever there was a good time to boom one like that, it was right there. Keep Stromsburg holed up and make him drive the length of the field. 32 seconds left in the 3rd. Stromsburg from their own 28. And the turn by Peterson, the handoff. And I think he faked it that time. Yep, Peterson kept it that time. He faked me out, but he kept the ball, and he goes forward out across the 30 to the 32.
He's stopped by number 31, Ryan Cook.
We'll call it the 33 and give him a 5-yard gain. And it's second down 5 from the just back of the 33. As the 3rd quarter runs out. Grant leading 21-0. Back of the 4th period right here on KMCX FM Ogallala. Getting ready for the 4th quarter in C-2 state football quarterfinal action from Stromsburg. It's Grant up 21-0. Stromsburg has 2nd and 5 from their own 33-yard line. And here we go. Start the 4th period. And here's the handoff up the middle. Moore breaks it, and he's got the first down out to the 40. A little bit of shoddy tackling by the Plainsmen that time. That's the first time that's happened today. And Moore taking advantage of it to get the ball just across the 40 and another first down. 7-yard pickup. Well, the main thing the Grant defenders want to do is not allow a big play here. Make Stromsburg, if they're going to go down the field and score, make them use as much time as possible, because you want to keep that clock running here in this quarter, leading by 3 scores. Here's the rush on by Henfler. Peterson looking. Henfler gets to him back at the 28-yard line. Henfler drew a bead on Peterson from the snap of the ball. He was left uncovered, and he came in from his right defensive end spot and put the stick on Brent Peterson, the Vikings quarterback, for a big loss back from the 40 to the 28-yard line, a loss of 12. So it'll be 2nd down and 22. And out of the huddle comes Stromsburg. Peterson, split backs behind him, receivers both ways, turns, gives it off to Ball. And Ball is crunched down after picking up about 4. He's over the 30.
He's stopped down by number 79.
Josh Howder makes the stop.
And number 91, Chris Burge.
Burge assists. Now they mark it back at the 31. 3rd down and 19 to go. And what a beautiful day. 3rd and 19 for Stromsburg from their 31. Calling his count, Peterson. He drops back to pass, rolls out, fires it down the sideline. Got a man out there, but it's not enough for a first down. They're probably in a situation now where they're going to go for it. They got it complete to McLean, the leading receiver on the season. And that was a pickup from the 31 to the 43, 13-yard pickup. They still need 7. So 4th and 7. Stromsburg. And they're in punt formation. And it goes back to Peterson. And he gets it away. And no one back for Grant. They were anticipating the fake. Now the ball down inside the 10, inside the 5, get in the end zone. And did it make it? No, it didn't make it. Oh, man. That's down near the goal line. And it was touchdown. And that's not much beyond the goal line. Oh, man, I was rooting for that ball to get in the end zone, but it didn't. It kind of landed softly and bounded a little bit towards the end zone, but racing down, somebody from Stromsburg touched it down before it made it. So Grant is going to have to secure the football right here. Ball's on the 2-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go for the Plainsmen. Softly looking over the defense, shouting out the play. Now under center, he turns and sneaks it ahead, and a good gain that time. Good surge by the Plainsmen up front, and that'll give them a little room to operate out across the 5 to, oh man, that was a good gain to the 9-yard line.
6 yards brings up 2nd and 4 for the Plainsmen.
We'll call it the 8-yard line. 6-yard gain that time for Softly. 2nd down and 4. The snap, and Softly that time takes it out across the 10 to the 15. No, it went to Hanson that time. They're all bunched up. I couldn't tell who had it, but Hanson got the call.
He's taken down by number 30, Tyler Moore.
Tyler Moore makes the stop, but Grant gets a first down. Out to the 15, a 7-yard pickup and a first down. First down's very important here because you can run a couple of more minutes off the clock. Softly turns, goes ahead, and not much that time.
Quarterback Chris Softly is the ball carrier.
And, well, actually, he might have got about 5 that time. Grant's offensive line just moving it out for Softly, and they were able to get 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
So 2nd down and 5. 8 minutes, 28 seconds. That clock keeps on running, and let it run. Grant leads 21-0. All the scoring in the first half of this one. And the turn by Softly and the handoff this time. And I think it was Hatch on the carry that time. He got 2 or 3.
Number 22.
No, it went to Hansen. And Hansen on the carry takes it from the 20. And they mark it down about the 23. So 3rd and 2 for the Plainsmen here. 3rd and 2, and another first down. They can run some more clock. Softly barking out the signals, crouching under his center and looking and handing off. And the running back got close to the first down.
Number 25,
Patrick McGreer got the call. And McGreer took it just across the 25. And let's see. So they're going to call for the sticks. Yeah, they're going to say he's a little bit short. 4th down, and can't be more than a foot for Grant, but I don't think they're going to take a chance here. So they'll punt the ball away with 7 minutes to go, and now under 7 minutes as Henfler waits for the snap. Snap is back, and the kick is away, and look at the wind hold that thing up. Very short kick, and it hit. It hit one of the. Did it hit one of the Vikings? Well, I don't think they ruled it that way. It went backwards after it hit, and that's going to end up being a negative punt. Well, you don't see those very often. It landed at about the 30-yard line of Grant and went backwards, and Stromsburg takes over at the Grant 19-yard line. By far Stromsburg best field position. Now the Grant defense will have to rise to the occasion here. 6:41 to go in the game. Grant leading 21-0. Here's Peterson handing out, no, faking and taking it around the left side, tucking it up, and well defended that time.
He's taken down by number 54.
Downey makes the stop on Peterson, the quarterback for Stromsburg, and it's a short gain, just a yard. 2nd down and 9 coming up. So after the negative punt by Henfler, the Grant defense will try to keep Stromsburg out of the end zone. 6:05 to go in the game. Peterson under center, turns, he's drifting back the pass, he's got plenty of time, he's looking to his right, rolling out, firing that way, and it is caught, and Hengelfeld gets it down inside the 10, and is very close to first down, and I think he's going to pick it up. And now there is an injured Stromsburg player, and that's Hengelfeld, who caught the pass, who is down on the far side of the field. And while they attend to him, we'll take a break here on X106 Ogallala. The injured player is the receiver on that last play, Nate Hengelfeld, and he's up and limping off, but it looks like he's going to be okay. He's coming off the field under his own power and has a slight limp. Ball's at the 6-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Stromsburg Vikings. They come up to the line on 1st and goal, and Peterson hands it off to Moore, and Moore gets not much that time, maybe a couple. Let's see where they unstack him. Josh Howarder makes the stop for Grant, and they will put the ball down at the 5. So just a yard pickup, 2nd and goal from that point. 2nd and goal from the 5. Stromsburg huddles back between the 10 and the 15, and now they come up to the line of scrimmage, the 5-yard line of Grant. 2 receivers to the left. Split backs behind the quarterback, Peterson. He turns, he fakes, and he cuts back. And did he get in? He's close. Down near the goal line. He made a nice cutback and found a little hole, but didn't make it in. And there's a legal motion against Stromsburg on the play. So that will cost them the gain. And the ball will come back. So it appeared they were going to be set up in good shape, knocking on the goal line there. And the illegal motion will take it back. Looks like at the 10-yard line. Stromsburg uses a timeout. We'll be back on KMCX FM Ogallala. 4 minutes, 56 seconds is what separates Grant from a date at home Saturday in the state semifinals against Ravenna or Lawrence Nelson. They have a 21-0 lead. Stromsburg at the 10-yard line has second and goal. This is their first real scoring threat of the game. Second down and goal from the 10-yard line. Peterson brings him up. Calls his count, rushes on. They got the blitz on. Peterson looking, rushes on. He's going to get sacked. He nearly got away from the first man that hit him, McGreer, but then two more, the reinforcement troops, if you will. McCormick, one of them banged him to the turf. And I think the other was Hatch that got in there, and a big loss back to the 26-yard line. I tell you what, now that's partially the product of being a sophomore right there, because you know, you get a little more experience under your belt. You realize in that situation you can't take the loss. You got to heave that ball out of the end zone or to the sideline, get it out of bounds, and avoid the loss. So a sack for Grant back at the 25. And here's the third down and goal play. Snap back to Peterson in the shotgun. Rushes on by Hatch. Peterson heads it over the middle and incomplete. It was intended for ball, and running right with him on the play, I think that was Ryan Cook. Yep, just got his number there. And Ryan was flying across there and made sure that ball could not catch that ball. So the ball is now at the 25, fourth down and goal. And of course the Vikings have to go for it now. Two receivers left. Two to the right. Snap back to Peterson. He runs it back, setting up, and heaves it down into the end zone. It's going to be picked off, and out of the end zone comes Cook. Cook out across the 10, picks his way up near the 20-yard line. An interception and return by Ryan Cook. There's also a flag down, and I think it's against Grant. Probably a clip on the run back. Yep. 3:46 to go, but Grant has thwarted the first major scoring threat that Stromsburg has had this afternoon. And now all they want to do is pick up first downs and run out the clock and get back home. Clipping call is going to take it back about the 10-yard line. All right, Plainsmen need to take care of the ball here. And here's the turn by Softly. And now the ball comes loose, but they whistled it dead. And Softly kept it that time and didn't get much on the play, if anything. I'll call it no gain. The ball remains at the 10-yard line. But the most important thing is for Grant to keep the clock moving and hold on to the ball. Softly takes it, hands it off this time, and going up the middle is the running back, and I think that's Hansen, yes. Barry Hansen, and he gets about 6 or 7.
Brought down by number 45, Chance McClain.
Chance McClain making the tackle.
Adam McPherson.
McPherson
6 yards brings up 3rd and
aiding.
4.
6-yard gain out to the 16 for Hansen, who's knocking on the century mark. Just 4 away. 3rd down 4 for Grant. Softly turns and hands it off to Hansen. And Hansen didn't have much room that time. Going to be 4th down. Hansen was pretty much stopped in his tracks that time. In fact, they're going to mark it back to the 15.
You stop at number 66, Will Peterson.
Loss of a yard.
That'll bring up a 4th
And 4th and 5 for Grant. 2:08, and the clock continues running. Grant is going, I think I'm safe to say now, going to host a state semifinal game Saturday in Grant. We'll let you know the team and the time tomorrow. Here's the kick. It's a short kick, but still much better than the last one. And it goes out at the 35-yard line. So Stromsburg will have it at the Grant 35, but they're down by 3 touchdowns, and there's only 1:47 to go. So you feel fairly comfortable right here that this game is well in hand. On the other hand, if Stromsburg scores in the first play or two, then you start to get concerned. But they're at the 35. And they'll send receivers both ways. Peterson will take the snap under center. He'll turn, and he goes back to pass. Rushes on. Hatch trying to get him. Peterson got away. Heaves it into the end zone. It's caught. They got a score into the end zone. And catching the ball is Steve Moyer, 140-pound junior. So Stromsburg scores with 1:39 left. 21-6 Grant. That was a heave into the end zone, and Grant didn't defend that one very well. Kind of fell asleep in the secondary that time. And Moyer hauled it in from Peterson from 35 yards out. Stromsburg on the board. And Moore attempts the point after. It just does get over the crossbar. And so it's 21-7, 1:39 to go. Back on KMCX, Ogallala.
Kicking off for the Vikings will be number 15, Brent Peterson. Back deep to receive for Grant, number 6, Chris Softly.
So the Vikings have scored their first touchdown. Grant leading 21-7 with 1:39 to go, and undoubtedly there will be an onside kick here. They've Stromsburg has stacked their line to the left. There's only one player to the right of the kicker, and Peterson will have to re-tee it as the wind blows it off. Brent Peterson will try the onside kick. Grant has their defense cheated over towards the right. Here's it, and it's handled by Grant, and Grant will now be able to run the clock down pretty much all the way. Stromsburg has 1 timeout. McGreer got the ball at the 49 of Grant. So the Plainsmen, all they have to do here is, well, I don't know if you kneel down at this point. Stromsburg has 1 timeout, 1:39 to go, so they might be able to get the ball back with 1 timeout. They might have a little time, but main thing is don't turn the ball over, and I think probably Softly might just take a knee here. I don't know. Let's see what he does. He turns. Nope, he's going to hand it off to McGreer. And McGreer off the left side gets about 4 yards to the 47. And the Vikings will use their final timeout with 1:31 to go. We'll be back on X106. Welcome back to Stromsburg, where the Grant Plainsmen are poised to advance into the semifinals, leading 21-7 with 1:31. It's 2nd down and 6. Stromsburg now out of timeouts. Pitch back to Hansen, left side, picks his way upfield, and he gets shoved out of bounds near the 42. Hansen, that might put him right at 100 yards on the afternoon. Chance McLean on the stop. 47 to the 42. Yep, right at 100. 21 carries, 100 yards for Hansen. He's now rushed for over 1,300 yards on the season. But more importantly, helped his squad to another victory today. Third down and about 2. And the handoff up the middle, getting the first down. And there he goes up the left sideline off to the races. And going all the way in for the score is Patrick McGreer. Boy, they really bit on the fake up the middle that time, and I did too. I thought the fullback had it. And Patrick McGreer, meanwhile, got out to the outside, and it was goodbye Johnny at that point. So 27-7, 45 seconds to go. McGreer runs it in from 42 yards out. Second touchdown of the game. On to attempt the point after is Nodlinski. Swan take the snap and set it down. Nodlinski puts a good leg into it. And it's good. 28-7 Grant. 45 seconds to go. We'll be back on KMCX FM Ogallala. Folks back home prepare for a Saturday semifinal contest against either Lawrence Nelson or Ravenna. Those two teams playing in Ravenna. 6 o'clock Central Time kickoff. A couple of hours from now, that'll kick off. And we'll have the score for you on the morning sports. So stay tuned for that. Of course, later this week, Ogallala and Paxton play in Lincoln. The state volleyball tournament. We'll bring you coverage of them throughout the tournament. Ogallala's first match, I believe, starts at 11:30 Mountain Time against Grand Island Northwest. And from Pershing, and Paxton plays over at Lincoln East at 1 o'clock Mountain Time against Crawford. 45 seconds to go, and it'll be Nodlinski to kick off this time. Nodlinski, I think, had the first kickoff of the game, and then Henfler has kicked since then, and now Nodlinski will kick this one off, and he just pooches it off the turf. It comes up and taken by one of the upbacks near midfield. Berggren gets it, and Cody Salzman makes the stop out at the 48-yard line.
Vikings begin with the ball on their own 49, first and 10.
As the sun starts to get close to the horizon there, the shadow is growing longer, but it's going to be a nice trip home for the Grant Plainsmen and their fans. And I tell you what, a few hundred of the fans made the trip. They're lined up all along the rope on the other sideline. Snap back to Peterson in the shotgun. He is dancing, and he's going to get rushed. He's going to get sacked. Hatch the first, Henfler the second. They combine for the sack on Peterson back at the 35-yard line. A loss of 13 yards. Well, this Grant defense again has come up big here. They had one little lapse, a touchdown pass a couple of minutes ago, but other than that, they have been outstanding. Offense has been rock solid today, and that's what you need in the playoffs. Here's a big rush on, setting up a screen to Moore, 35, 40. Trying to get to the outside, breaks a tackle at the 45, he's to midfield, he's to the Grant 45. Burge finally catches up with him, and Handsome also there, and that's the end of the ball game. Finals 28-7, Grant over Stromsburg. Right here on KMCX, we'll come back with a quick wrap-up after this.
Vikings on a fine football season, and the very best of luck to the Grant Plainsmen in the semifinal game coming up this Saturday.
tell Joe hello for me if you see him.
I sure will.
Thank you.